Hey everyone, hope you're having a good week. Tis Thursday afternoon, got the rest of the week off. Hopefully everyone's ready for the weekend. Starting to get some nice weather here in Iowa, so excited for that. Today on the farm, if I remember right, we need to roll this field, and then the other field, the other field we have to still plant, fertilize, and then roll as well. So we're going to be using the 4955 today. Attach that, we don't need that. So let's get started here. And looks like in-game time is 5:14 p.m. I think once we take care of these two fields, I think I'll probably just speed up the time and get into November. If I remember right, the next day / month, November, we are going to be able to add another layer of fertilizer. That we're probably going to use the big spreader for, because I don't think the little seeder and fertilizer works if you're not seeding at the same time. I tried doing it earlier, a couple videos ago, just to fertilize, and it wasn't working. For whatever reason, I'm not sure. I don't know. It wasn't working correctly. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and use the big fertilizer here, and we'll go ahead and get this field taken care of rather quick. We're gonna do some overlap there on the right hand side just to make sure we get everything. I'm gonna hop out real quick. Everything's good here, looking good. We may want to switch these tires to narrow. I can't remember. I think these are standard tires if I remember right. I don't think I configured them to narrow, so we may want to do that. The narrow wheels tires, they don't damage the crops. I don't think I'm going to be doing any damage right now, rolling over them, just because we freshly seeded. But once we get some crops sprouting, it might cause damage. I don't know. When I was looking online, it was talking about how you want the narrow wheels, or maybe it said it in the in-game help. I can't remember where I saw it, but the 4020 is configured with narrow wheels, so we may swap this out to narrow wheels a little bit later, if they're not already that way. They look kind of narrow, but what we're gonna do here, kind of hook it like this. Oh, I can't see it all. These lights aren't very bright. Wish they were a little bit brighter. I don't know how. I think we're just gonna do a light overlap on the left-hand side. I don't think we'll need to be as accurate when we're doing this part of the rolling, just because there's no rocks being pushed down. I just want to make sure you see the back left where the lines are meeting the roll lines. So I want to make sure that that's continuing to happen. So we're just going to overlap just a little bit to make sure the whole field is rolled. And then let's pull up the map here. Let's see, I can't remember where it's at. Must be here. Yeah, so you can see here that we need to finish rolling here, and then this is our other field, and so this one doesn't have any seeds planted in it yet. This one already does, so that's why it says it needs rolling again. Again, this field and the other field, I already rolled once. I don't know if I might be better off just doing one roll and rolling the seeds and the rocks in at the same time, but I wasn't sure if it would work that way, so that's kind of why we did the first roll. Also, you can see how wide this is. It's not going to take us that long to roll the entire field for a second time, so at the moment we don't have anything else too pressing that we need to take care of. So getting this rolled a second time isn't gonna be too bad. The other field's gonna go even quicker because it's probably half the size of this. 50%, 40% I mean, the size of this field, so it should go pretty quick. And it's flat. This one has a bit of a slope you can see there, kind of. And then I guess from there, I'm excited to see what the winter months bring. Like I said in a previous video, there is some winter equipment like plows and like a salter and stuff like that. I'm not sure if you can take on winter weather type contracts or not, so that'll be exciting to see. Otherwise, the winter months may be a little boring. Not sure, we'll see. But that's what I'm excited to see. Oh, that sucked. I don't know if we're gonna be able to make this corner or not. That tree is not gonna catch us, okay. Way out though. Spot. This thing is so hard to control, this red. I wish there was a roller that was just a touch smaller than this. Like if it didn't have the two outside rolls, that'd be perfect. This is really hard to see. Doing this at night is also not probably the best time to be doing this. Guess we'll find out, much like we did with the cedar when we ran out of seed. We'll just check the map. We'll check the map. Yeah, see there's some spots we missed already. Alright, let's just scoot way over here. I was saying, I wish we didn't have the two outside rollers, so you got 5 rolls on this roller. If we just had the middle 3, I think it'd be a little bit easier to control. But unfortunately, this is the smallest roller that they have in the store. Probably go look for a mod, but I'm not really too concerned about it. I'm just gonna have to learn how to drive this thing. And like I said, driving it at the time of day we're driving it right now, Also probably not the best idea because it's hard to see the lines. This way's a little bit better than the other way, but yeah. I guess one other thing I could do is next time I could seed all in one direction and then roll in the other direction. That way I could see the cross patterns. That might actually help a lot doing it next time. The problem is the efficient way of seeding and rolling is going to be the same direction. It's a lot easier to do one long pass like we're doing here, like we did with the seeder, and now that we are with the roller, than going left to right on the screen. As you see, you're going to be turning a lot more and twisting a lot more, and might not be so bad with the seeder, but with the roller that would suck. So we're just going to do a heavy overlap here since we did miss some stuff last time. And I don't know if we're going to be able to catch that little spot over there or not. Might have to... Probably going to have to loop back for that one. Yeah, that little spot's over there, so we'll come back to that here in just a minute. And because our lines weren't that good, we are going to have to do another pass. The end of the last video, for those of you that didn't watch or see it, we crossed over, dang it, did I miss a spot? We crossed over 10 hours in the 4020. That's 10 hours like real life time of playing. 10 hours of playing in the game, not 10 in-game hours, so that's pretty cool that we've been using the 4020 for that long. This tractor we have here, the 4955, you see right under the speedometer, it shows the little hourglass in 3.1. We've been using this tractor for 3.1 hours, so not quite as much as the 4020, but this one's starting to get a lot more use now that we have to spread line and roll the field and stuff like that. Obviously, I could get a bigger seeder and do that, but at the moment, we're going to keep things small, getting a little low on money. We're only at 146 at the moment. Don't think we need to buy any more tools at the moment, but if I do want to buy another field to bring in some more money, we will have to purchase another field. Oh, come on, Dogo. Tell you what, this guy, just out here at the most inopportune times. I've seen him playing in the pond or the lake. Now he's out here sniffing in the field. There you go, buddy. Alright, so we got this little area down here. And let's see what we'll do is we'll go find that little speck right there. I'm just gonna guess. Just kidding, I'm not gonna do anything. Because we're stuck on a tree. Alright, let's try and unfold it now. We did not get it. Are you kidding me? Just go this way, I guess. That had to have got it. There's no way we didn't get it this time. I'll leave a little bit of tire marks out there. There it goes. Right? Yeah. Oh man. Those minor annoyance. Okay. Let's finish out this field. We'll grab the seeder. We'll head over to field number 5. The other field will be on. And we will take care of that. We'll seed and fertilize it. I'm going to try and do the oil radish seed. What that'll allow us to do... let's see here. So the oil radish seed is down at the bottom there. Oilseed radish can be planted through March through October, but it can be harvested anytime. So we're going to let that grow, try and grow over the winter months. I don't know how much it's going to grow. It's probably not going to grow that much, to be honest, because I don't think a lot of stuff grows in the winter months. So we're going to do that, and then in the spring of next year, what I want to do is do soybeans, and so I might plant those in April or May to get those in the field. But the oilseed radish, from my understanding, is you just cultivate it, and it acts as like an in-place fertilizer. So you don't have to, you harvest it by cultivating it, and so once you harvest it, it fertilizes the ground. So that's kind of cool. So we'll fertilize the ground for, what's it called? Wow, what an awful line. We'll fertilize the ground for the soybeans that we're going to plant in the spring. This should have been done in 2 passes. I don't know with how terrible that line was, if that's going to be a possibility or not, but we'll see. Oh, he just barely cleared that. Let's try to get this a little bit wider here. Let's take it. I don't think we got it all. Nope, there's just that little speck. I thought that's what we missed. It's right there, I can see it. So we're gonna have to pull back a little bit here. Not bad, all things considered. Perfect. Let's fold this up. Let's go. Park this back in the shed. We will go get the cedar. And I think we're going to get the 40-20 back out as well. That was a terrible parking job. It was not good. Need to get a better shed. I don't like put those poles in the way. Could park it over here, I guess, but actually, you know what? We're gonna park it over here. So I'll put those there. It'll be a lot easier to back the tractor in to that spot than it will be to back this doors. But a little wide. A little dangerous here. Oh, backed over our soil sampling tool. Yeah, this is a good parking spot for these two tools, I think. Drop that there. Looks like it's starting to rain. Hopefully that does not affect our seeding. The in-game help does not mention anything about weather, so hoping it doesn't affect it too much. I guess if it does, it does. Not the end of the world again. It's going to be the oilseed radishes that we're planting at the moment. So. Probably not an ideal spot to have my seeder parked right here, but that's okay. Okay, so we need to make sure that we are full on seed and that we are full. Shoot, wrong button. Oilseed radish. Now with this, I don't know if I don't know if we need to fertilize or not, because it's kind of a fertilizer in itself, but we'll see. Alright, so we have refilled the seeder with fertilizer and with seeds. Again, game doesn't say anything about weather, so I guess I don't think it does. Trees, basic economy, character creation, precision farming. Yeah, doesn't really talk about weather. Doesn't even talk about the seasons, I don't think. It's talking about the farmer that we want to be. We're focusing on agriculture. It's about starting, shops, starting stuff, contracts, build mode. So seasonal farming, here we go. As long as it rains, you can harvest your crops, but you have to accept that your result volume will cut in half. Okay, so don't harvest when it's raining, more or less. See, and then the winter, it just talks about clearing your own farm. It doesn't say anything about, what's it called? The trenches. Yeah, someone's got to be planting seeds out here. Alright, you can see the white field off in the distance. That's our field. It's white because it's got lime applied to it at the moment. And that will go away as soon as we start seeding and fertilizing. Again, I don't know if this is going to fertilize or not, so we'll see. The oilseed radish is essentially a fertilizer of its own, so... Start over here, start the seeding. Make sure we got everything set correctly. We got our fertilizer, we got oilseed radish. Lower the seeder. Let's start seeding. Alright, so it is fertilizing. So we are fertilizing and seeding at the same time. Which you can see here. I'm going to hop out real quick. You can see the nitrogen on here is 0 kilograms per hectare. That's how much that's on it. There is nothing on it at the moment. This is perfect. See, so it doesn't even need... doesn't even look like it needs nitrogen, to be honest. Let's see if there's other spots over here that need nitrogen. Yeah, there's... See, yeah, that says that needs 5 kilograms. So we might drop some here to nitrogen. I guess we'll find out what happens. But you can see on the mini-map when I'm fertilizing that there is red. That goes down again. It might not need the... It might not need fertilizer because we are planting the oilseed radish, which in turn is kind of like an organic or a natural fertilizer. So oh yeah, if I learned how to read, if you see underneath the bottom of that red, yellow, green bar, it said crop does not require additional fertilizer. So we don't need to worry about it. So we're just going to seed. I'm very confused though, because we are definitely using fertilizer, even though it doesn't need fertilizer. And we have automatic application rate set. Well, this might be a waste of fertilizer, but that's okay. Let's make sure we're actually getting down oilseed radish. This oilseed radish is growing our fertilizer plantings, so we're good there. Alright, well, let's get this taken care of. We'll get the roller out. Take care of this plot of land. That'll probably be it for October. I think we'll be ready to move into November and see what November brings us. Again, I think we'll have to fertilize again. So we'll get the big spreader out because I don't think this little guy will fertilize without a crop. This line, but the nice thing about the lime is it really is easy to tell where you need to go, where you haven't been. I'm not entirely sure why it's using fertilizer when it says we don't need fertilizer. And the oilseed radish is barely going down, so see what happens. Good news is we got the pH levels where they need to be, so. sucks. Not even, we're probably not even going to have to make a full pass because it's going to get really narrow right up here. So just don't lose the left side. That's unfortunate. My lines are a little bit straighter. We would have had to come back through there. That's okay. It's just a little bit though. Nothing too crazy. I wonder if I can do soil samples of fields that I don't know. That'd be nice to prospect other fields. Maybe I'll do that. I don't think you'll be able to actually, because I think it'll say that you take a tool on a field you don't own. It will say you don't own the field. I might have to take a contract so I have access to the field, do the contract, and then soil sample as well. That might be something I don't remember. It's like we get some contracts that we need to do. Maybe we'll take on a couple contracts, go harvest some fields. Actually, I don't think there's anything to harvest, to be honest. In November. I think October's the last harvest month. Unless we go harvest some oilseed radish for someone, I suppose. Let's take a look and see what contracts are available. Fertilizing, and plowing. Shoot. Nope. Okay, so we started the automated AI helper. I can do this when it's done. This line's gonna get very narrow too. Lines were better. Probably have this done in the past. Yeah, maybe not. That's a little wide. We'll take care of the one on the left here real quick, and then we'll switch over to the far right. Have to do a couple passes there, get the roller, be done. This right here. If we can get wide enough. It's 6:30 Indian time. Let's finish off here. Alright, I think I might have missed a spot there. We are down over here. There's a couple gaps there. That needs rolling. Let's see if it shows. crop type here. So we're gonna do that now. And my batteries went out. Give me 1 sec here.